EA is the succubus of gaming, and instead of having a hot girl give you some of the best sex you ever had, you end up with a game that can manipulate the player base into spending $10,000 for jack shit. Now, EA has a long history of being greedy as fuck and ripping off the consumers whenever they can. And whenever they got caught with Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was so bad, it got attention from multiple governments, and then they came out and said, "Oh, we're sorry, we're not gonna do that again." Which I don't understand why anybody would ever believe what EA says, because they are full of shit, and they do this all the time. And another case of this just happened with EA with Apex Legends, because they can't keep a good thing going for too long. You know they gotta fuck it up somehow. And they have this event out now called the Iron Crown event, which is really the Iron Well event, because let's be honest, that's who it's directed towards. Now let's say that you love Apex Legends. I don't play it, I really don't play any BR games. But let's say you play Apex Legends and you want everything. You're going to have to pay around $200. Now check the bottom of that picture, because you can get 2 free loot boxes, and even then it is $189. And that right there is just for the heirloom set, which is a fucking axe. But wait, there's more. If you want the collection event epics plus the legendaries, you're going to be dishing out around $168 or $154 if you get the 2 free loot boxes. Oh, and by the way, you have to get all 24 event items before you can get the heirloom axe. And on top of that, every loot box costs $7. You might as well go to McDonald's and buy a Big Mac or something. It'll be more worth it. And if you want to buy 10 loot boxes, of course, it's $70. Yeah, $70 on loot boxes, on cosmetics, in the video game. And I can already imagine the comments now. Well, I don't have to, because I already checked Twitter. And on my video, I can imagine them. It's going to be something like, "Oh my god, they're only cosmetics. You don't have to buy them. Oh my god, you sound like Mike Tyson. Shut the fuck up." Well, yeah, I sound like a heavyweight champion. Thank you very much. And EA is ripping people off with their shitty microtransactions and loot boxes. And this isn't anything new. They've been doing this for a while now, as far as microtransactions. With their Madden Ultimate Team, they have the FIFA packs, whatever they're called. And for the amount of money they expect people to pay for this garbage that's way overpriced and not worth it, you could buy Borderlands 3, Death Stranding, the new Ghost Recon, and probably an expansion for Destiny 2 or some other cheap game. Now, before I was making this video, I watched Angry Joe's reaction on it, and of course he was upset at EA's awful business practices once again, milking the consumers dry and milking the whales. And he said he couldn't understand why people are still supporting this trash in 2019. And most of the time, it is because you have YouTubers who are ignorant with big fan bases, and they don't know any better, and then they have fans who also believe them, so they believe the same thing they believe, and it's just a echo chamber of people not knowing anything. And this is not me knocking Sly Foxhound, because I'm sure he genuinely just didn't know the bad business that goes on within the industry. And he probably just plays the games for fun, which is okay. But you have to know when you're being fucked over. But unfortunately, there is a dark side of all of this as well. It has been recently noted that streamers and other influencers, quote unquote, get better odds at loot boxes. I know it's shocking, but not really. Because this is the industry, corrupt as hell, and they'll do anything to milk you dry. And then you have these content creators and these streamers who bend over backwards and then get on their knees and go, "Oh, Andrew Wilson, oh, Trust Zelnock, please give it to me," before they splooge $100,000 on them, and then they go out there to the 12-year-old fan base and lie. And then everybody throws up their hands and go, "Damn, I wonder why kids are taking their parents' credit cards and spending all their money. Oh, what a coincidence." And there's plenty of cases of this stuff happening. And then you have the people who say, "Yeah, it's the parents' fault, hide your card better." But that just shows you how scummy the video game industry is, where you have to teach parents, hey now, you better not let your kid around FIFA 18 with your credit card. He'll spend all your money up. Hell, in these days and age, you'd rather for your teenager to smoke pot all day. Oh, look at Billy. He's a good son. He just smokes pot and he knocks the fuck out. Unlike Jonathan over here, all he wants to do is spend money on loot boxes. And then you have people defending these loot boxes and all these microtransactions saying, oh, they need the money to make the games. You don't understand how expensive it is. I mean, first of all, that's been debunked a million times, and I'm not going to go through with it because there's millions of videos online already debunking it. There's articles debunking it. It's full of shit, really. And then you have the fact that these companies have so many damn loopholes, tax havens, and all sorts of ridiculous shit. And they're already paying their CEO millions of dollars. They're overpaid like hell. And we are at the point now within the game industry where the CEOs will never take flack for anything. They will never get fired unless they crucially mess up. Like, you have to do so much wrong to lose your position. It's unbelievable. Do you guys remember that time where Nintendo wasn't doing too good and the CEOs took a 50% cut and a 20 to 30% cut for the other executives because they were running the ship and the ship wasn't doing too good? Yeah, that's never going to happen for EA or Activision or Take-Two. The only thing Trust Zolnick and Andrew Wilson is going to cut is content from your game and then resell it to you as DLC, microtransactions, or better yet, a surprise mechanic. And this right here is a dangerous trend because all of these defenders, they love to say, well, it doesn't affect the game. But in reality, it does because these corporations, these companies, they're going to push further, and further. The more you give them, the more they're going to take. And they're going to take a lot more than you're going to give. This is why you get grindy ass games that are not fun and boring as shit. Because instead of making their mechanics and the gameplay fun, they want to trap you into the situation where you're bored as hell, you want to get to the next point in the game. Oh, look at this, we just have an XP boost. Oh, it's only $5. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and do it. You want to get to the next part of the game, don't you? And bam, just like that, they have manipulated you into giving them $5 more. And $5 more might not seem like that much, but when you have thousands of people giving you $5, they're getting rich off of nothing. And don't think that the game industry hasn't figured this out and they're oh so innocent. They literally have courses on how to manipulate people and screw you over.
A summary of a huge bunch of behavioral psychology. So the tricks on how to monetize a game well. Some of you will probably be slightly shocked by all the tricks I have listed here, but I'll leave the morality of it out of the talk. We can discuss it if we have time later. So let's dive right in. The reason to give a really good deal up front is by making people spend up front, they are also emotionally committing to your game, their retention will go up. And the first spend is, it breaks the ice, then they think of themselves as spenders in the game. It's okay for me to spend in the game.
So yeah, do you think these people aren't going to these events now, doing the exact same thing? Because this right here was 2 years ago. The one I just showed you was 2 years ago. So imagine what they're doing now. And it's just mobile games, you say. Really? They're already doing that in 2K games. They're already doing that in Madden games. They're already doing that in FIFA games. They're already doing that. Well, they tried to do it in Star Wars Battlefront 2, but it got called out. Overwatch has loot boxes. Almost every game now has some form of microtransactions. And some are worse than others. But EA pushing out Apex Legends bullshit microtransaction loot boxes that force you to commit to other items you might not even want is just a gross example of it. Like, imagine me taking my fat ass to McDonald's or Pizza Hut and I say, yeah, I'm gonna get a Big Mac with a Dr. Pepper, and they go, hold on, Mike Tyson. Before you can get a Big Mac, you got to get a quarter pounder. But before you get a quarter pounder, you got to get a McChicken. Before you get a McChicken, you got to get a small fry. But before you get the small fry, you probably need to get an apple pie. And that is what they're doing. And it always creeps up on people, man, because nobody cares, people ignores it, and then it comes back and screw them over. That's what happens. Every time you turn away, look the other direction, they're lubing up that asshole, and one day, you're gonna turn around, you're bent over, and Charles Zelnick is fucking you right in your wallet. I'm getting out of here, man, and I appreciate all the support that I've gotten so far over my last 2 videos. Tons of new subscribers. I really do appreciate all you guys making my voice bigger every day. So yeah, like, rate, subscribe, comment if you choose to. If not, then it's whatever. But I'll see you guys next time.
Michigan, most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Saying now, Mike.